How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Dusky Boy podcast. I'm your host, Josh, and today we got special guests. We got Joel Jimenez, aka Joelberg.
Yeah.
How you doing, Joel?
Hell yeah. The respect I deserve. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. Thanks for being here. This is awesome.
Hell
The
yeah.
interview, yeah. We have a few topics that we're going to go over today, and Joel is mostly notable for being on the Kill Tony band. So you're a drummer in a Kill Tony band. You're also a stand-up comedian and just a professional drummer in a Mad Peaceful punk band currently, right?
Yeah.
So let's just go over what Kill Tony is real quick. If most people probably don't know what it is watching this podcast, got a small following. But Kill Tony is a stand-up comedy show hosted by Tony Hinchcliffe and then also Brian Redband, the producer, where they used to start in the Comedy Store, but they are now in Austin, Texas, where they have a bucket of names. They pull out a random name, and then someone does stand up for about a minute. And Joel used to be the drummer on that show. We have a clip that we're going to show where he used to do Mexican drum offs with the drummers. And if the drummer won, they would take his spot or the position in the Kill Tony band, but he's never lost before. But we have a clip real quick. We're going to show Joel doing that.
Buddy up.
This is my favorite one. I was watching this one last night. Clovis. This guy was crazy.
Fucking Clovis. I get nervous just watching it.
Really? So, for every drum off, I noticed you were actually like naked on some, right?
No, I don't think I've ever been fully naked. We're not allowed to be fully naked. Well, for the most part, like I remember they talked to like an entertainment lawyer, like at the store, like because they serve food there, you can't be fully naked.
That's the reason.
So you have to have something covered up.
Makes sense. It's a restaurant.
Yeah, and then especially like in the UK or like different states like that, I don't know what the legality is of being like nude on fucking stage. So I just try to cover it up when I can.
Yeah, and I saw that you had a Mexican drum off one time with I don't know if he's the current drummer right now of Black Flag, but the one at the time.
Yeah, that's my friend Isaias. Yeah, he was touring with them for the last tour they did right before COVID.
Yeah.
But
and that's still your favorite band of all time, right? Black Flag.
I would say one of them. Yeah, I think it's like yeah, for sure. I have a Black Flag tattoo here.
Yeah, man, that's sweet. I saw a funny question on Twitter that I don't know if you answered it. I saw Jeremiah Wonder's podcast with Watkins, and I saw this question on Twitter, and someone asked if you ever thought you'd lose a Mexican drum off. Like, was that ever a thought that?
Yeah, every single time.
Yeah, you think you would lose every time?
I mean, before you see them play, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like
that's true. That's very true.
I started being able to like size people up just from how they looked. Like even there's a couple clips, and it'd be interesting to go find them, but they'd walk up and I'd look at Jeremiah and I'd be like, this guy's gonna challenge me right now.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would happen. But
what about Clovis? How did you feel when that guy went up? Do you think he was gonna like just be kind of mediocre or
no, I mean he was too confident. I think that like also what I found it was I don't know how many people want to hear this. The drum offs, they're unfair because people know me already. Yeah. Especially at the podcast or on the stage. Like that was our office, you know, one day a week. I was always there. I knew what the stage felt like. I knew what the lights feel like. People go up and they're like, they're nervous. The lights are brighter than they thought. You know, everything's all fucked up. My drums are set up the way I play them.
Yeah.
So definitely it's like stacked against them to begin with. But sometimes there were people that were real good. I have a couple friends. I mean, Isaias like won the Guitar Center drum off like in I don't know what year it was. Anthony Drinkwater, who's a good friend of mine, who's the sound guy at the Comedy Store. He's like phenomenal. Like I still go back and watch the video of how he gets around the kit, and I'm like, but so what happened was you just start doing all this silly shit, you know, because it's a comedy show to begin with. So like it ain't a fucking drum show.
Yeah.
So fuck it. I'll get naked. I'll eat ice cream and I'll suck my own dildo, to fucking win, whatever it takes.
Yeah, and because of being on Kill Tony, is that how you got the Ludwig sponsor?
Yeah, absolutely. I was Rick Cossack, shout out to Dick House and Rick Cossack. Most well known for being the filmer for Jackass.
Yes.
He went to NAMM one year with Jeremiah, and I guess who's my friend now, Bob Henry from Ludwig, he like chased them down and said that he was a fan of the show and that he had already like cleared it to get me a kit, and I got his card, called him like on a Monday, and then I think the kit showed up like that next Wednesday.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And he's a great dude. Like everyone at Ludwig has been, they're like a really well-known company, but because everything's still handmade, it's like a pretty small operation, I think.
Yeah, that's super cool. And
so,
I wouldn't say I only know Ludwig, but I definitely know Ludwig from Ringo Starr.
Yeah,
it's like
for
that was
sure.
a huge staple for the Beatles. Like
Absolutely.
him playing Ludwig.
Yeah.
And I'm like a massive Beatles fan, so that
I
was super
believe
cool.
that Ringo is one of the first people. Now you see like the company name on the bass drum head, like it's normal.
Yeah.
But I think Ringo is one of the first people to really do that, because when you would go to like a music store, they would have a sticker on the front of the head just to advertise what kind of kit it was, and when you buy it, they'd take it off.
Yeah.
And I guess they loved like American shit, so Ringo was like, no, leave it on. Left the Ludwig thing on, and then now you see, the company sticker on every drum kit.
Definitely. I was curious, like, what did what did you learn from being on Kill Tony?
A lot. I
like, it definitely helped out with your comedy career, drumming too, and like it like put you out there, and people, even more people knew who you were.
Yeah.
And I was curious about
Damn,
that.
that's a good question. I haven't thought about that. I definitely learned how to be like quick, like you're here. Like when I first joined the show, it moved so fucking fast for me. Like I was like, I didn't know when to get in. And then the longer I did it, things like sort of slowed down. Like at least in my brain, I was like able to be like boom, boom, and find like moments.
Yeah.
So just, I don't know if you ever really like learn how to, people are always like, oh, you're so quick on the fly. I don't even know if you ever learn that, or if that's just like an impulse thing that happens. I think I learned to be okay with like bombing on it, because like I would see my favorite comics come up, throw out a line, and it wouldn't go over.
Yeah.
And it just, you realize like it's sort of a numbers and a timing game. I learned to be okay with that. I learned how to travel, like I had never really traveled a lot.
Yeah.
So packing, getting to the airport, all that shit.
I mean, that's the essential things you need to know that most people don't know.
Yeah, I learned to
I'm sure that was a fun way to do that too with the Kill Tony crew.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it was a nice thing to do it with friends and stuff. I think I learned. Damn, I don't know. I learned
well, you're definitely really funny on the show. You were known for having like doing like roasts.
Yeah.
And we have a clip too. We're gonna show real quick of a few of my favorite little roasts you did on the show. I wish I could show more, but it's only like 3 of them.
Have you kissed a girl since being here in a year and a half?
I know where this is going.
The question
Do we have a girl with a George Foreman fetish here?
I love when you see the guests laugh.
Oh, I was in the Air Force, man. That's real
Really?
shit. Yeah, you didn't know
It's
that?
always weird when they don't.
Air Force Ones don't count, Donnell. You look like if Muslims could eat pork.
There he is! Look out! Joelberg's back!
How did like that chant start? Like the whole Joelberg.
There's actually a video of it on YouTube. It's when we used to do it in the belly room, I didn't have a microphone. And so I'd have to stand up and reach and grab Jeremiah or Pat's microphone. And I just started doing it. I would try to feed jokes to Pat, and what we realized was like they weren't like in his voice really, so they would like not work sometimes.
The execution was a little different.
Yeah, just you feed him a joke, it's like people are gonna say it differently.
Yeah.
And so he one day he's like, you should say it. And like I just said it. And then I was on like a bit of a roll, and Tony's a wrestling fan, so he said one night like Joel's on like a Bill Goldberg streak,
Oh,
and
I
I
see.
and I just whispered Joelberg,
That's
and
okay.
then that was it. And then Tony's like, "Yeah, let's start those chants." Like
That's
you guys,
dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you on YouTube, if you search like the birth of Joelberg or something like that,
Yeah, I need to watch that because I
Yeah.
saw your first stand-up set that you were on Kill Tony.
Oh, yeah,
before,
yeah.
like you were on the show
for
at
sure,
all.
yeah.
That was really interesting. to watch,
Crazy,
too.
man. Yeah. It feels like a lifetime ago, to be honest. It's
How long has it been? It's been like what, at least 5 years, right?
that I've been on it
No,
since
like
I've been on it.
that first stand.
Yeah, I think it's been 6 years.
6
Yeah, I
years.
think the first episode I think I remember that's like documented of me being on was Byron Bowers and Jesse Joyce.
Okay.
And that day Pat just called me up. He's like, "Hey, do you want to be like, we're gonna be a band called Shark Attack. Do you want to make shark fins?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, let's do
That's
it."
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. I was like, I'm never leaving. I like sank my claws into the fucking ground. It was like, I'm gonna be here.
Yeah,
next
man.
Monday.
It's something special to be on that show for sure. Because like,
Well, I was like, I'm not leaving till they ask me to.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't asking to be a part of it. I was like, oh, I'm here. I'm gonna be this. you
yeah.
know?
And I didn't get into Kill Tony until a little after they moved to Austin.
Uh-huh.
I found it and then I like fell in love with it right away.
And you went backwards.
I did, yeah. So
I've been
I
getting
went
that a lot from people.
Yeah, so I found it and then I watched like the recent one or like all the recent ones. I'm like, oh, this is super funny. Then I go back and I'm like, oh, this show's like it was a lot different. And I didn't know
Yeah.
it was in LA too at first. Because I always heard about like Joe Rogan on his podcast talking with like Tony and talking about the show. And I was just like, okay, I'll check it out one day. And then the one day came and I was like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And it's literally my favorite show like ever. I watch it every single Monday night
Yeah.
still. And it's like
Damn.
brings a lot of joy to like me and a lot of other people too.
Yeah.
And I would love to go see it live one day. I'm going to for sure. I just haven't yet.
Yeah. I bet you could do that. It's an achievable
And-
dream.
Yeah, yeah. And I'd probably go up to do a minute too.
Yeah.
Even though I'd bomb, I just
Yeah.
like I'm there to experience it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's funny.
you grew up in LA in Frogtown we were talking about, and I did a little research on Frogtown. It seems like a really creative and like artsy place.
Yeah, it
little
is
bit.
now, I guess. You know, it was
Yes,
gang
yeah.
territory before.
Yeah.
It's totally gentrified now, but yeah, there's a lot of like there's always been, you know,
But like
whether-
LA's kinda
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, whether it's, you know, yeah, it's always been sort of there's a lot. It was just a factory neighborhood, to be honest. A lot of
Really?
factories.
Is it a small place? Like a small neighborhood?
Yeah, for sure. It's like I don't know how many blocks. I'd say maybe whatever block radius, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Not big at all, but yeah, it's definitely different. I feel like I wouldn't have felt so like out of place if it was the way it is now when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
you know.
And you have a whole we were talking about this earlier too. You have a whole like DIY mentality.
Yeah.
I was watching a lot of the videos and just how like just kind of figure it out on your own.
Mhm.
We have another clip too. We're gonna show real quick. If you showing like the front of like your drum, the
Oh,
kick
yeah, yeah,
drum
yeah.
for Kill Tony.
One that was on there, bam, Kill Tony, became a part of Kill Tony. Look at that. Fucking fast forward, whatever. Then I got when we got to the main room, I made this shit. I got a sticker guy. All right, he works at the Eagle Rock Plaza. I don't know if they call it that anymore. It's the Westfield something.
Showing like the video with the drums, you're just kind of telling everyone just to figure it out on their own. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure that's how you live your life too. Just figuring it out, like everything.
Yeah, is it sometimes for the worse, you know? Like it's I definitely learned from making mistakes. I think more than some people, like they might really research how to do something right the first time,
Yeah.
where I only know if I do it wrong 10 times how
Yeah.
to do it right. I had a really good like a mentor when I was a kid. I was an intern at this record label, and this guy Doug, he just taught me all about that. You know, it's like I didn't have a lot of money, you know, and he really stressed like it's not the equipment, it's the player. So
Yeah.
like was able to like feel all right with whatever the equipment that I had was, and just make it work for me. You
Yeah,
know?
because I myself included, but there's a lot of other people that just they have a hard time starting something that they want to do, whether it's like a passion project or a hobby, just because they feel like they don't have the right equipment, or it's just like they're too scared to do it, and you just
Yeah.
kind of have to just go out there and just have like a fuck it mentality.
You know what I have a issue with sometimes is like the people that, and this is obviously I'm biased because I dropped out of high school, but it's like I've worked with people who went to school for certain things, and they literally cannot get outside of that bubble of schooling.
Dude, tell
like,
me about that.
yeah, I was with somebody, God bless him, but we were shooting something, and I was like, just press record,
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't, the settings aren't this isn't. I'm like, just record it. I
Yeah.
don't care. Just press record. Like he was in this prison of like what his school had told him to do and like couldn't get out of it.
Yeah.
And I think that it's like it's good to have like schooling and knowledge, but then what the fuck are you gonna do with it that makes it different and not this like homogenized project that every single person that went to your college could have made,
Yeah. Like,
I don't know. I grew up watching Spike Jones and the Beastie Boys and all
of
those
course,
like
yeah.
videos and like, you'll see like a Beastie Boys video where like you see the stick controlling like the doll.
Yeah.
And there are people who'll be like, they'll have a fucking heart attack and be like, we can't have that. The stick is showing. We need to do it again.
No,
We got to
man.
do this. It's like,
that's cool. It's
I
like,
fucking hate it. It's like a pet peeve of mine, man. It's like unlearning this fucking whatever. It's good to be educated, but don't
It's
let
good to
it
be
hinder your
educated, for sure.
creativity,
but you can't just go by what they're telling you or like what's in a book, how to do something. Like
Yeah.
you have to, everyone has to do it differently themselves.
Yeah.
Like everyone can't do it the same. And that's what I've like learned recently. Like I used to like, oh, I have to go like this YouTube video shows me how to edit this video this way. Like I have to do it this way. And I'm like, I don't like doing it this way.
Yeah.
So I figured out on my own how to do it like a different way.
For sure.
And it feels good because then you can also like teach people or just tell, like we were saying, just tell people to do it differently. So I don't know. I just blinked that right there.
Yeah. No, you're great. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, music is a huge part of your life. I was kind of curious, like, what were you listening to on the way here?
Oh, dang. I'm currently reading the tattooer Ed Hardy's biography, which is pretty cool.
So were you reading
it's
it?
an audiobook.
Yeah.
Audiobook. No, I'm reading while driving.
That's dope. That's dope.
So that I do a lot of like audiobooks and
I just recently got into audiobooks too, and it's
sometimes
awesome.
I'll do music. I'm real sensitive to music, so like I can't. Sometimes it'll fuck up how I'm feeling if I put the wrong. I'll
Really?
cry if I hear a minor chord or some shit.
Yeah, usually when I'm driving, I have to put on like more upbeat music. A lot of
Yeah.
like rap or hip hop.
Yeah.
I just can't drive to like slow music or
Yeah.
sad music.
Yeah,
Like,
sad music fucks me up. Earlier, I was listening to Oasis, and there's this band called Beowulf. They're from Venice Beach. They were sort of like in that suicidal tendencies camp.
Okay.
But their record's really great, and they have like a really good cover of, I think it's Smokey Robinson that sings "Cruisin'." They have like a sort of more like rock version of
Yeah.
that that's really good.
Yeah, and speaking of music, you're in Mad Peaceful.
Yeah, hell
with
yeah.
former band member Chroma Chris, and also with comedian Chappelle Lacey.
Yeah, Ryan Clark and
yeah.
Chase Crims. I don't even know Chase's last
Yeah,
name,
and
which is sad.
First show was at Program Skate Shop, and I didn't really know that much about Program Skate Shop.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin originally invited me to the show, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Joel Berg's in this band." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So
Wild.
I went there. I was like pretty nervous. I didn't say hi to you, but I was like nervous to go
Okay.
up to you guys.
Wild,
He-
weird.
Yeah, it's
Not
weird.
weird. Not you're not weird. It's
No,
just,
no.
It's crazy to hear
It was awesome.
the opposite side of that coin. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
I have a picture. I screenshot it from one of the videos you guys had. I don't know if you guys posted it, but someone posted one on YouTube.
Okay.
And it's me and Toby Morse. Or I was
Oh,
standing
cool. Hell
behind
yeah.
Toby Morse.
Hell yeah. Shout out
And then
to
through
Toby.
that, then I didn't know who he was. So I found H2O.
Yeah.
And then I found his podcast, One Life, One Chance, dude.
Damn, this is tight. You hear that? People are hearing about H2O because of Mad Peaceful now. It's flipped.
Yeah, man.
I'm just
Dude,
kidding.
and One Life, One Chance, I love that podcast.
Yeah,
Dude, Toby
yeah.
Morse is a legend in the podcast space and also in music. But like,
he's been very, very kind to us.
Yeah,
It's like,
he's a-
yeah,
he's a
I'm
good guy.
obviously joking. It's more like, but what's cool about that is like all the shit that I like was I would, like this. Let's say The Offspring was my first concert,
Okay.
right? And I remember being a teenager, them asking them to turn the house lights on. I remember looking around and seeing Dead Kennedys logos
Mhm.
like all over the, like where we went. It was like an amphitheater. And going like, well, what's that? And then through that, I found the Dead Kennedys. Through that, I found this. So like, it's just funny. That's what I meant. Like, you would think that people find Mad Peaceful through H2O, obviously, but it's
Yeah.
funny that it was the other way around, which is pretty cool. It's all like, I mean this in the best way possible, and for lack of a better term, but like incestuous, like,
yeah.
if you like this, you might like this. You might, that's fucking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you make any other music besides like drumming? Do you do like any other type?
Yeah,
of,
for sure. I have an MPC. I record drums at home.
Okay.
I've done I released a rap song like during pandemic.
Really?
Yeah, because I grew up loving all kinds of music and really big fan of like like lyricism in general.
Yeah.
More
You like
than-
being from LA too. I feel like it's super diverse, and like you just have a full like diverse like what you're into. Like music wise, you
Yeah.
have a huge like broad understanding of different genres and like what they like. So many people hate like hip hop and rap music,
yeah,
but they
that's
don't.
wild.
And they think it's like they're talking about like this one thing, whether it's like sex or like killing people or money and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of rock music too. That's like they don't
For
talk about
sure.
some good stuff.
I think all that shit comes from racism. I think it's real
I think
easy
you're
to
right.
point a finger and
Totally.
be like, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
ruining the fucking kids."
They just
or
don't like
whatever.
how it sounds, and I understand it.
They don't want to
but-
look at the deeper issue. Like, why are they singing about killing?
Yeah.
Oh, is it because the neighborhoods are fucked up and
Yeah.
all of that? It's like
Not
I
that
don't
I,
know.
mean, yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
for sure,
it's. I think hip hop is America's biggest export.
totally.
It's like our
Yeah.
only thing really that we're exporting to other countries and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Now you're seeing it come back. Like the grime scene in London and all that sort of shit. But yeah, I love it. I like all of that, especially as a drummer. I mean, like, all that
Yeah.
shit really like
You're insane on the drums, man. Like you're really talented. I have the video of Pauly Shore. We can pull that one up.
oh
This
shit,
is the one.
funny. Is this us playing?
Yeah,
together?
it's a little snippet. 2 snippets. I thought this was funny with this dude
Bill.
rocking out.
Yeah, that's Bill. He's a phenomenal guitar player,
Yeah,
man.
man. I didn't know that you guys like that Pauly did these videos, but I was laughing so hard last night. I was high as shit. I was high as shit watching all these videos, dude. And this is good stuff. Pauly Shore is
Let the
so
good
fun.
times roll. Dude, his dad used to open for fucking Elvis. How about that?
Yeah?
That's wild.
That's
yeah.
wild. Well, and plus, what his mom started
Yeah,
a comedy
Mitzi.
store.
Yeah.
And that's where you mostly do. Like you said, you work there, and you also do most of your stand up there.
Yeah.
as
It's
well.
wild that someone I never met has had a direct impact on my life somehow,
Yeah.
Like, she really created like a artist colony for a bunch of psychos to kind of
I mean, that's what comedians are. They're psychos, but like they're
so.
the
I'm-
good psychos.
Yeah, and I'm also trying to not have it be a self-fulfilling prophecy where I like just die because like we're all damaged, we're all this. It's like I think checking my brain and stuff like that is still important. I don't want to like just burn out into the sunset, I want
Yeah.
to like maintain and live a happy life.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's
Polly's awesome, man. Shout out to Polly. He's
So like, how did you meet him through Kill Tony, or did you know him before?
I think he
or-
knows Jeremiah pretty well, and I think I got a text from Jeremiah saying like, "Can I give Pauly your number? He wants to ask you something."
wow.
And I just got a text from Pauly going like, "Hey, you play drums?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So he was living in LA at the time, and I went over to his place, and that was it. It was cool. I still
So-
see him now, like when he comes to visit. He's in Vegas, but yeah, it's really
Wow.
fun. He'd always say like, my brand is fun, his brand, and he really like would always treat us well and like get pizza, and it was like
He seems like a
fun-
really nice guy.
fun time, and yeah, he's a good dude. He took Jesse on tour with him.
Nice.
Yeah,
We can show the No Jumper clip because I guess you haven't seen that before.
I don't think I saw this
Yeah,
one.
it's
Yeah,
Tony-
I know he did it, but it's like
Yeah. It's pretty much just talking about. I mean, it's
Now we have
from
Joel with
a
us
year ago, I
most
think,
of the
but-
time. In a whole drum set. He's sponsored by Ludwig from being part of a comedy
Wow.
band,
Look
which
at
is insane. His name on that client list just brings so much joy to my heart. He's right there with like, I don't know, all the best drummers.
Right.
Dude, Tony is like incredibly funny. I love Tony
Yeah,
Hinchcliffe.
yeah.
He's a legend for
dude.
sure. I can't wait till I go see Kill Tony live.
Yeah, it's a fucking 3-hour flight.
Yeah.
It's probably
If
not that bad. Get on it, dude. Book
I
it
seen
for
to buy the
next year.
tickets too because I was seeing that like the tickets they are pre-selling them for I think October to December.
Okay, cool.
So-
Damn, good for them, man. They're fucking killing it, dude.
You still
just
watch the
saw-
show?
I don't really watch it. No,
Yeah.
I'll check in every now and then. I stopped watching it when I was on it too. It just became like it fucks you up if you watch it. I would just show up. to it
I
and-
could I get that.
I don't remember a lot of them because you're in like survival mode during it, so you don't really like retain what's happening a lot of the
Yeah.
time. So sometimes if something happened, I'd rewatch it to like remind myself of it. But no, yeah,
And how did you guys? Or no, I don't want to go back to that. I was gonna ask like about
Whatever.
the costumes. Like you guys do like the costumes, and I think you were in like some type of theater.
I did. Yeah, I
thing.
did theater as like for a while before pre-comedy. Yeah. But costumes, we just all got together and like figure out what we were gonna do and then go buy them.
Mhm.
So yeah.
What else have you been up to besides you doing comedy a lot, working?
Yeah, just
drumming?
mostly stand up, which is nice. It's picking up again. During pandemic was rough, and then just being in Mad Peaceful. That's it. I'm trying to do little to no more drum gigs other than Mad Peaceful. Like that's it. What happened was a lot of people just knew me as a drummer. They didn't know I did stand up, and I'm like almost 11 years into stand up. And so I had a really good conversation with a friend of mine named Avery, and he said like, he's like, if you don't want to do drums, he's like, stop doing it. He's like, you don't need promotion as a drummer anymore. He's like, ask him, you know, just stop doing them. So I just started saying no to things. There's some people like that I'll do them for because they've been very good to me. But other than that, I'm really, really trying to not do drum stuff. Mad Peaceful takes up enough of my creative like time and energy, and it's actually fun. So I enjoy doing that. But other than like, people wanted to start having me be like the house band, like for like an open mic or like a show. And I don't really have any interest in that. I'll do it for like close friends of mine, like Brian Moses, who runs Roast Battle at the store. He's been very, very good to me. So when I can make it happen, I do it for Brian, but that's almost it.
A lot of people, like a lot of guys get stuck in that, like doing what you're just saying.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely, man. The buddy that gave me the advice, he was doing that with piano, and it ends up, you don't want to be like the house band for something. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's not a bad thing, but also if it's not what you want, then you can't get stuck there, you know? I'm grateful as fuck, man, that it got my foot in the door at the store, and really, really grateful for the opportunity. But now that I'm there, it's like just time to figure out how to like, to do what I want to be doing more often. But I am grateful for it.
What advice do you have to people aspiring in music, in comedy, but just like in a creative field?
Yeah.
Like what advice do you have for those people? With your whole DIY
back to the
mentality?
thing, don't sit around and wait to have the perfect stuff. Just do it with what you've got. You know, like I don't know this. I would say that's it. If you really believe in what you're doing, or even if you don't, just start and
just
maybe
try new things.
Yeah, try new things. Be creative. Be curious. I like
being curious is a good.
That's my biggest just turn off in life for humans. For everything is like a lack of like curiosity for whatever it is, man. If you're a custodian and you're curious about how to be the best custodian, that's fucking fine. Whatever it is, just curiosity and just start doing stuff, man. I think I don't know. Whatever it is, man. Just be curious and just do it. You don't have to sit around and wait for people to do stuff, you know. You can do it. Whatever it is, man. I see I don't know. I see that's one good thing TikTok has been interesting for is like people that are like doing creative shit and you're like, damn, fuck yeah, you figured it out. You know, you
it's
didn't
a
need
good
anybody
way
else
to advertise yourself or like just brand yourself.
My friend Saul, he's a comedy store guy and really, really funny comic. Saul Trujillo. He made these like really funny fucking videos recently. It's just him alone. And people have come to him and be like, oh, you should use this camera. He's like, you're missing the point, man. Like, it's about the content. And he made this funny ass video. And it's not in fucking 4K or whatever, but the idea is there, and they're great, man. They're so funny, dude.
Yeah.
It's got one being like abducted by aliens, and he just like
is all just on his phone.
Just figured out how to do it. And to me, I'm like, this is it, man.
I know so many people that just want to. Just they need like the newest things. They need like the nice camera to start doing it. They're like, oh, I'll start doing this now. I'll start DJing, but I need to get like a new MacBook and like dude, you have the stuff you need.
Yeah, and I've seen people with MacBooks play outdoor festivals, and it's hot, and the shit starts twitching, and they have to wait.
Most of the people that like I'm into, I feel like use just what they've had for the longest time.
Yeah,
like
because then when they get the good shit, they're insane with it.
Yeah,
they're like special, you know. Like, I mean, it's they're more grateful to be like, oh my God, I don't have to do it this way anymore. Like, fuck yeah. And then they start making beautiful shit.
It's kind of like you started out, I'm sure you didn't start out with like the nicest drum set.
No, I had a cheap sound percussion kit.
Dude, and you got to a place where you're sponsored by Ludwig and you get new Ludwig set. Which is like insane.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But it's even that, like I'm still doing shit like that. Like I recently played like this drummer's drum kit, and it like fundamentally changed everything I thought about drums.
Mhm.
I've been playing the same sort of kit since I was 16, 17. No changes really, all the same sizes, same everything, same heads. And I played this guy's kit and I was like, damn. And so then I had a floor tom that was 13 inches. So I cut off the bottom, drilled the holes, racked it, made it like a concert tom. And
Yeah.
so I'm still like a believer in just putting love into whatever you have and you can make it sound good,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sweet, man. But I think that's pretty much all I had to go over with. That was an awesome
Hell yeah.
conversation.
Hope
But
it was good.
I hope so too. I was a little nervous, but whatever.
Nah, whatever, dude. It's fine.
I'm still gonna post it.
It's good. I think
Yeah.
I think the fact that you do any sort of research at all is you're already like a step ahead of
Yeah. I mean, doing your research too was definitely like the most fun I've ever
Cool.
done
Hell
for
yeah.
anyone. And I've interviewed at least a few people that I'm like really into like music wise.
Yeah.
But like yours was like super interesting. And like the fact that there was all those little videos of you.
It's weird that there is stuff about me on the internet.
It's awesome. It's like it helped me out, but it's also just entertaining.
Yeah. Cool.
So, yeah.
Damn, that's tight, man. Yeah, thanks for even caring about what I do. It's yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, man.
What a trip.
Yeah.
What a fucking journey.
Seriously.
I'll be at the fucking rec room. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
back
you
to
plug yourself,
Plug
man.
myself.
Rec
Rec room in Huntington Beach, October 1st. Mad Peaceful's playing program skate shop. I think I said November 18th. Whatever. Follow me. Mostly sorry. On Instagram. I post everything there.
Nice. I'll probably be at both of those.
Hell yeah, sick. We'll
Yeah.
see you there.
Yeah.
This
Thanks.
time we'll talk.
Yeah. I won't be nervous now.
Hell yeah.
All right.
As you have like a full blown meltdown right now. No, just kidding.
Thanks for watching, guys.